Hey y'all, it's Mells with Superficial Gallery, and welcome to episode 24 of 31 Days with the King. This is a short series dedicated to all things Stephen King, with a daily upload on one of his works. Now, we'll try our best to incorporate some of his most popular titles, as well as some of the ones that are lesser known or weren't as well received. So with that, let's get started with today's pick. It is at the special request of Colleen. So Colleen, here's your very own video with 31 Days with the King, and we'll be reviewing Blaze by Richard Bachman. And as we all know, Richard Bachman is the pseudonym for Stephen King. But this is one of the most memorable, in my opinion, of the Bachman novels. So thank you, Colleen, for sending in the special request for this. I had not had it originally on my list, and I was very happy to add it. So, Blaze by Richard Bachman. It is the story of a fellow named Blaze. Okay, that's his nickname. He's a really big guy. He's like 6'7", I believe. He's like 300 pounds maybe. So he's, just a bigger dude. And he's actually what they call slow-minded. And as always, I'm going to keep this as spoiler-free as I possibly can. As you could tell probably from the novel, it's a little bit of a shorter one. Okay. It looks a little bit thicker than some of the ones that we have reviewed on here, but there's actually a little bit of a little gem in this one, and I'll get to that in a moment. But I found this to be a really easy read, and so again, it's probably going to be a little bit of a shorter video just to spare y'all from spoiling a lot of what the story is about. The main premise of the story, Blaze, he is, like I said, a slow thinker, and that is from a very, very horrific incident that happened with him when he was younger. I'll leave that for you to read because it's truly, truly horrifying. One of the hardest things I've probably read in any of the novels, and that's saying a lot considering we're talking about the master of horror here. So Blaze, he kind of becomes like a two-bit con man, if you will, and he partners up with this guy named George. They cook up this really insane plan to make some cash, and they do that by kidnapping one of the wealthiest families in town, kidnapping their baby. Now, something happens along the way that kind of leaves Blaze by himself. Or is he? What I liked about this novel is that it had, like we've talked about before, the horror, real life horror elements in it, in what happened with Blaze. It has some little hints of supernatural in there. I'll leave that again for you. And then just overall, it is a really quick read. It's easy to get through, and it will really be one that I think will stick out in your mind. If you've never read it or never heard of it, I highly suggest that you check it out. Now, a couple of facts about the novel Blaze. So it was actually written before Carrie. Okay, so when King decided to publish this novel, he actually went through and rewrote a majority of it, the first, I think, 100 or so pages, because it was dated and it was set in the 70s. So when he rewrote it, he modernized it a bit. That I found to be fascinating. And the fact that this was actually written and this whole thing was conceived before he ever put out Carrie is really, really interesting to me. So, the little surprise that's in this book that I really like is that there's a short story at the end, and I want to just show you where that starts in the novel. Of course, yeah, here we go. Okay, so it's got a little bonus story in the back of it, okay? And it's called Memory, all right, by Stephen King. This short story actually is a little bit of a story from one of King's other very, very famous characters from Doomakey, Edgar Fremantle. I did a review on Doomakey earlier in the month. That was also at the special request of Julie. Doomakey is one of my favorite Stephen King novels. The imagery, everything in that novel is amazing. So make sure you check out that review. But what I loved about Memory is that it is a little bit of a short story written by Edgar Fremantle. And so it's just nice to get to the end of Blaze and then pick up with Edgar Fremantle again, because he is one of my favorite characters in the Stephen King universe. So, again, thank you, Colleen, for requesting Blaze. Like I said before, I didn't have it on my list, and I'm very glad that I actually gave it a reread and reintroduced myself to Blaze. Now, if you want to listen to this on Audible, of course, it's available out there. And like I said before, it's a really, really quick listen as well. So, thank you for coming along the Richard Bachman, Stephen King, Blaze ride with me. I hope you have enjoyed it. Colleen, thank you again. If you have read the novel, please like the video, comment below, let us know your thoughts. Don't forget to subscribe to Superficial Gallery. Hit the bell to get notified when new content is published. We have a few days left in the series. If you have a request that you would like to see highlighted on here, like Colleen and Julie, like I mentioned before, please be sure to get that over to us. You can comment that below as well, or you can tweet me at MellsBells84. I would be very happy to cover it for you. And I would not be me if I didn't show you the photo in the bag. Now it is an older photo of Stephen King, and it's a little bit of, one where he was in his days of being Richard Bachman, I guess you could say. So anywho, thanks again. As always, we appreciate your support, and I will be back later to haunt you with another episode. Bye. Aww.